everyone, Amanda here with Moses and Me Card Company. Today I am going to be doing a card kit from Queen and Company, and it is called Labor of Love. And in your kit you get a sheet that lists out all of the dies that you get, the stamp set, and then it gives you some examples of some configurations, and then of course they show how to assemble all of the dies on the back of the sheet. So that's useful. And just to take a quick peek, we do get the die set. It's got all of our little dies so that we can make our cute little Labor of Love items. And you also get a paper pack, which is this really pretty Labor of Love. It's got a really pretty color palette. Like I've said before, I really like Queen and Company paper. They're just really easy to pair together. They always have really pretty colors and patterns. You also get the stamp set, of course, which has all of the little penny sentiments that go with your Labor of Love. You get some shaker toppings to put into your shaker cards. We also get some foam and that pre-cut acetate that makes making these shaker cards very easy. And then that is it. I also added on to this just the outline dies. These do not come in the kit, but sometimes they're useful if you run out of shaker bits or want to cut your own. So there you have it. Let's see what cards we can create. Maybe we can make a couple of Mother's Day cards and get on top of that season. Alright, here are the 10 cards we were able to create with this kit. Starting off, I made a shaker card using the little vacuum cleaner. I thought the little sentiment was cute, so I wanted to use that. It says, 1 minute you are young and fun, and the next you are excited about a new vacuum. Oh, that's so true. And I did make this one a shaker card. I used basically just the pattern papers from the kit, and then of course I brought in some cardstock from my stash. I also had some other shakers. These aren't the ones that came in the kit, but I just had a couple of shakers from previous Queen and Company kits and some shakers that I had bought that I thought coordinated nicely with the pattern paper. And there you have it. There is card number 1, a nice and simple card. I chose this kit because, as I told you all in my last video, since it's Mother's Day May, I wanted to try to make some Mother's Day cards, and I thought this was like a really pretty kit that would do that nicely. For card number 2, this is another vacuum card, vacuum cleaner card. This one I think would have to be a birthday card, but I think you could actually make this into a Mother's Day card with the sentiment on the inside. It says, "Life would suck without you." And pretty much I used, again, the pattern paper from the kit. I also brought in an embossing folder from my stash. This is from Spellbinders. This is the, let's see if I can find it. The struggle is always real in here. It is the Flower Frenzy from the 3D embossing folder from Spellbinders. It's a really pretty floral pattern, which I thought went kind of nicely with the pattern paper from the kit. It looks like the vacuum cleaner bag. It matches that nicely. In this case, I used the debossed side, and I did not emboss down to the very bottom so that I could actually stamp that sentiment and heat emboss it in white. Of course, this middle panel is popped up on some fun foam, so it's got a little bit of dimension. And then, of course, the vacuum cleaner has a couple of layers of cardstock, but it's relatively flat. I'm not like super crazy. I don't send a lot of shaker cards in the mail because I don't know how they arrive. So I made a few shaker cards, but for the most part, these are not shaker cards. For the next card, I wanted to use the little iron and the ironing board. I thought this one was kind of cute. This is just, again, the dies from the kit, some of my own cardstock. I brought in some silver cardstock. Of course, the ironing board has some dimension, and the little hangers have dimension, as do the iron and the little folded towels. And I just kind of thought that was a nice, encouraging card. It says, "I wish I could iron this out for you." So it's always nice to have those on hand whenever you need, just to send somebody some encouragement. These are, again, are very simple cards. They're Queen and Company always has really nice pattern paper that goes with their kit, so that makes it really nice and easy to coordinate with everything. Here's one of the sewing machines, and again, this one I made into a shaker card. Again, the little gems inside of the shaker aren't the ones that came in the kit. They're just ones I have on hand from other kits and things that I've purchased over the years. Trying to make my way through this craft room and use all that I have. This guy, I used a die from my stash. One second. Through the magic of video auditing, it is 1 second, or editing rather. This is the Fancy Scallop Rectangle from Lawn Fawn. It cuts out a really pretty scallop edge, as you can see on the pattern paper here, and just kind of shows that pretty green cardstock off. That's some sage green from Spellbinders. And there you have card number 4. I thought that was just really quick. These are really quick. And then again, I heat embossed the sentiment that says, "You are so wonderful," with white embossing powder. For card number 5, I went ahead and used the sewing machine again. This time I wanted to make a Mother's Day card, and on the sewing machine I stamped "Thanks so much" and heat embossed that with silver embossing powder. And then again, all of the pattern papers in the background are from the kit itself. And you'll see they just all go together. Some of them are a little busier than others, but I just really like them, and so I didn't worry about that too much. And now I did bring in a mom sentiment. That is from a different stamp set. Let me grab that real quick. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, mercy, I'm not doing so good today. All right, that is from this Simon Says stamp. This is that mom stamped out and heat embossed in silver. This is called Sassy Mama. And then, of course, I've got the dies that go with this stamp set. So I just die cut out that mom. And just kind of a sweet little Mother's Day card. This is some specialty cardstock. This is actually the holographic cardstock from Simon Says Stamp for the knobs and the little needle and all of that stuff. Again, these aren't popped up on Fun Foam, but they have several layers, so it's almost like a chipboard element. Both the arch is from Simon Says Stamp. Oh no, I'm sorry, the arch is from Spellbinders. It is their... Sorry y'all, I usually have all of these together. It's like I just sat down and said, let's go! This is their Perfect Touch arches and tag dies, and they kind of have like a little pretty scalloped little edge there, just like a little indentation. So that's been mounted a couple of times, so there's a couple of sheets of cardstock there, so it's got a little bit of dimension. And then again with the sewing machine, it's got several layers of dimension as well. There is card number 4. For card number 5, I did the little laundry basket. I thought this one was really cute. I really like the little images here. Again, this is all just from the pattern paper from the kit. I brought in a scalloped edge. I never bring in my scalloped edge because I feel like everybody's got one of these from somebody. These are the My Favorite Things stitched mini scalloped rectangles, and I use those a lot. So all of these are, again, popped up. This is the sentiment from the kit. It says, "Thanks for keeping me from being a basket case." So you could make that into a Mother's Day card by the stamp on the inside. But the basket and the little detergent and all of that stuff is popped up. So it's got a little bit of dimension. And there you have card number 6. For card number 7, let's go horizontal. Again, brought in the sewing machine. This is all dies and pattern paper from the kit. It's just amazing how nicely all of the pattern paper, I think, kind of coordinates together. I really, really like this color palette. I think it's really pretty. I like the greens and the purples and the, just the blues. It's just a really pretty color palette, I think. And I like how all the patterns kind of coordinate with each other. For the sentiment here, this is the Happy Mother's Day, and this is "To Mom with Love" from the Greetery. And again, it's got a die set that I have, so I was able to heat emboss that with silver, and then I cut that out several times, so it's got a little bit of dimension, and then everything on here has a little bit of dimension as well. It's just kind of a nice, looks like a nice card. It's got like a dimension, but not so much dimension that it's hard to mail things. Like some of these like shaker cards are very, very dimensional, so it makes it a little bit challenging. For the next card, I brought in the washer machine. Kind of same thing again. This is all of the pattern paper from the kit. Of course, I brought in some of my own cardstock for the base. And I also brought in this stamp set. This is Up Against a Wall from Tailored Expressions. I kind of thought that it looked like, I wanted it rather to look like this was like a wall in a house, and maybe this is some wallpaper trim, I don't know. Just using creative license here. The washer and dryer are cut out of several layers of cardstock, as are the clothesline clips and the little towels sitting on top of the washer machine. And there you have card number 6. Yep. For 8, I'm sorry. I don't know why I lose count so much. For card number 9, I wanted again to make a Mother's Day card. This again, of course, uses that Spellbinders 3D embossing folder again. This is the Flower Frenzy. And this, of course, is the emboss side. So we've got the raised texture here, and I just cut out a circle in the middle. And then I brought in a mom die that I have in my stash. This is from Simon. It says stamp. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Got like a whole stack of like Mother's Day dies on my desk that I'm hoping to use this month as I craft through my stash each month. All right, this must have been in a card kit from Simon's, because it's not actually in its little folder with its name. All right, I looked on Simon, and it's called the Fancy Mom Wafer. Oh, and it's on sale today, so it's $4.99 where it's usually $7.99. So if you are interested in it, go out and check it out. Again, these have fun foam, and these are stacked several high, so they've got a little bit of dimension, and I just really like how that kind of orange corally paper matches the pattern paper from the Queen & Company kits so well. Last but not least, card number 10, I wanted to use the little faces from the card kits. They were kind of cute, but they were very, very tiny, so it's a lot of kind of fussing around. But I thought these were just kind of the little iron, and I imagine that that's stain cleaner, so I kind of think that they're kind of in cahoots with the laundry of the house in my imagination. And it just says missing you loads at the bottom. So the last card was kind of a very simple card, but I again just wanted to use all of the dies out of the kit and just show you what was in the kit. I know that I don't think a lot of you guys actually do the Queen & Company kits. I really enjoyed them. I think they're a lot of fun. I don't know if you guys like them. Let me know. If you have this kit, I hope this gives you some inspiration, or if you have like similar kits. I mean, I know like the sewing machine is all the rage right now. I thought the little vacuum cleaner was cute though, and I have a couple of stamp sets that have some laundry themes in them, so that these can work across all of our stashes. But anyway, there you have it. There are my 10 cards with this one kit. I look forward to posting the next one that will hopefully have some Mother's Day cards in it as well. I will talk at you all soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.